So we know about the recent tragic passing or murder of Takeoff, the one of the one third of the Migos rap group, happened in Houston, and I'm not necessarily focused on that, but I don't know if you have seen the YouTube video or not, but there's a video of Coach Prime speaking to his players, and because they're going to Houston this week to play Texas Southern, but he's speaking to his players, basically telling them about how when you do better, you kind of have to change what you used to do. And I think that the term he used, sometimes you got to change your address. When you move on, you do better in life. You can't go back and associate with the people that you used to associate with and everything. And I thought he did a good job just trying to explain the life lessons, so to speak. But real quick, and try to keep it brief for me. And Buck, I'll start with you. I mean, do you agree with that? What he was trying to tell them as far as, um, when you go on in life and you become successful, you can't hang out with the same knucklehead people or do the same hood rat stuff you used to do and things of that nature. And also, do you think that this is why prom is needed at a HBCU as opposed to another school? Because a lot of the young black youth need to hear this.
Oh, of course, they do need to hear this because so oftentimes, these guys get out there, they sign these big contracts, even though they're rookie deals, they're still large. It's the most money that they've ever seen before. And then you have something like this, and he's telling them right. He's definitely telling them right because you don't need to hang out with the same people. Because if you hang out with the same people, you're going to get in trouble. Um, may spend too much money, may blow some money. Um, you need to kind of surround yourself with people with money so that way you know how to spend it wisely. Get some training, something, anything that'll make things easier for you. He's telling them right. And it's good to see that he's actually talking to the guys and letting them know these type of things because it's important. So I wish more coaches would actually do that, regardless to whether they're in the SWAC or not, because it's not just. I mean, for the most part, it is the black youth that are not doing the right things. They put buying rims for their cars, buying these big huge chains and all that kind of stuff, and not investing their money. But what Coach Prime is telling them is correct. I wish more coaches would actually bring their guys aside and do those type of things, regardless to whether your team's in the SWAC or not. Those are things that need to be taught, and they're not being taught. Um, so I think it's a good thing that what he's doing.
All right. And Ray, what do you think about it, man? I think that these guys, and not just him, I mean, I think everybody needs to address this, especially within the HBCUs. And the reason I stress that is because, uh, rap is just a part of our culture, and the culture of rap right now is surrounded by violence. And so, I mean, don't you think it's good to have these discussions with kids?
Yeah, I try to have those discussions all the time. But the thing about it is, I mean, maybe it's respected better coming from people that are famous and all this kind of stuff. But at the same time, people have to understand something. They know what Dion is saying is correct, and we all know what he's saying is correct. But until somebody actually stands up and says what the truth is, we're going to always have these problems. All this proximity and people killing each other from the same races and close to each other, that's bullshit. We are killing each other at an alarming rate for nothing. And sitting back looking, let me ask you a question. If it hadn't been a white man shot all these rappers, what would our country look like? We were busting windows and doing stuff all over the country. For what? The kid is still dead, no matter who killed him, whether he was black or white. Why don't we stand up on the black guy and say, look, stop killing our heroes, stop killing the successful people that come to the community. But these guys don't have sense enough for whatever reason. We will not leave the hood alone. Care how much money we get, you got to go down in the hood, or you got to go here, go there. Once you didn't live there, once you didn't did what you had to do, I had enough of that shit for a lifetime. So why keep going back? For what reason? You have money now. I don't have to gamble with somebody who is not rich legally. I don't know if you guys actually saw the video, but a lot of these guys were standing out at 2:30 in the morning. Shakur Stevenson was one of them. He was standing right next to Takeoff 2 minutes before he got killed. But the thing about it is why? Now, if you want to go to somebody's mansion and everybody in there, Puff Daddy in there, Kanye West, and Jay-Z and all these guys, okay, that's fine. We can all get there and gamble, lose $100,000 or 50,000 or whatever, and ain't no big deal. But why take it somewhere where you're gonna have people who are not famous there? That makes no sense. So what Dion is saying is absolutely right. And guys need to stay their butt in their hotel room so you don't get in trouble or run into one of these fools on the street. Because if you're playing Notre Dame or somewhere, the chances of this happening is slim and none. But like you see out there, old homecoming, everything look good. Yeah, but we all know it's just a match away from all that shit blowing up with that many of us in one place. Nobody wants to say that, but that's the truth. And it's a shame the young man had to lose his life, but he learned nothing from the other guys who lost their lives.
And I think the biggest problem behind this, and Prime did address this, is that it's too much emphasis on keeping it real. And we think in order to belong to a certain type of culture that we have to quote unquote keep it real and hang around people who may not do us any good. And once you do better, you have to kind of, well, once you know better, you do better, first of all. But once you start to do better in life, I know people don't want to throw away their friends. I know some of these same guys may have protected them from gang violence so that they can be an athlete or whatever it is that they do. But if they don't evolve, unfortunately, you got to leave them behind. That's just how it goes. And so I was encouraged by seeing him speak to his team about it. I don't know if other coaches spoke to their team, but of course they're not going to get the publicity that Dion does. But if so, kudos to them. But we definitely need more of this. And like Ray says, you have to be famous for people to listen to you, because we've talked about this stuff on the show, on the Talk to Q show for the longest. And you know it's going to take someone famous, a bunch of famous people actually saying this before somebody will listen. Will everyone listen? No. But if you can just save 10% out there, I mean, that's a start. So props to Prime for doing that.